The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
Thank you for being with us today with Jamie Lent and Jeff McGuire. I'm Chuck Heinz. I don't know what to make of this, and we'll find out today. But they're going to have a press conference today in Boulder, Colorado with the head football coach, Dion Sanders. That's normal. You're going to have one of those tomorrow with Joey McGuire. The difference between this one today and that one tomorrow is that Coach Dion Sanders is going to have this press conference with his medical team joining him. It's unclear as to why the medical team is joining him. Some would say, and it's safe to assume this, that it's going to be a health announcement. Some would say he's all clear, ready to go. Others would say, is this a retirement? Is this a can't be with the team full time right now? But it is very curious.
Yeah, reports are that it's going to be good news. And obviously everybody's hoping that's the case, that it's news that he's coming back from something and, everything's good. I mean, obviously until that happens, we don't know if that's the truth, but those are the reports and rumors out there that you're going to find out good news tomorrow.
Yeah.
So hopefully there's truth in that.
He was at Big 12 Media Days on July the 9th, at which point in time he said, I'm already back. I'm here today. I'm handling my responsibilities, so I look forward to it. I can't wait. And this was a curious statement to me. You've got to understand some of the young players I haven't even met yet, so I'm excited about that. That's a crazy statement to make, isn't it?
It sure is. There's so much of it that's just crazy. I mean, as much time as he spent away, and that being very hush-hush, I don't know. It's odd to think that he can have that. I don't know. Probably, that little of a relationship that he's never met the players that they recruited or are coming in.
I'm looking forward to meeting them.
What? That's just crazy to me. It really is. Mm-hmm. I remember. Oh man, I wish I could remember his name. A Cowboys defensive back who played for Florida State. Seems like he was late 90s. Gosh, I can't remember his name. I can remember him telling me, though, he's like, I probably spoke with Bobby Bowden 2 or 3 times in my 4 years at Florida State. It's like, I never saw him. I mean, we'd see him standing on the sidelines at practice, but he was never coaching us. He was never, yelling at us to do stuff. He was just over there. Uh-huh. And he said he wasn't really our coach. He was just, he was the guy that stood on the sideline and yelled at the refs, but our coordinators were the ones doing the work. And so maybe it's silly for us to think that it's crazy that Dion hasn't met these people. Maybe it's the same situation. What's funny is because Dion was also coached by Bowden, so he probably learned from Bowden. I didn't even think about that when I was telling the story. I just remember this defensive back, and I wish I could remember his name. Anyway, he was like, I barely ever spoke to Bowden, because we were asking him, what was Bobby Bowden like? He's like, I don't know. I don't know. Now, you picture Joey McGuire and compare that to Joey McGuire. Joey McGuire probably, and I'm not trying to, blow smoke here, but just the personality of Joey McGuire. He probably knows every kid's mom's name.
Yes.
Okay? Mm-hmm. That's just kind of who he is. Right. And this guy is he's telling us, I don't know, maybe 3-4 times I spoke to Bowden. He didn't coach us. He just stood over there on the sidelines and practice, and we knew he was around or whatever, but he was never in the locker room. It was what it is.
I'm not gonna lie, Jamie. I thought you were making a joke at first when you were like a Cowboys defensive back in the mid-'90s.
Right. Yeah,
from Florida State.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it wasn't.
Okay,
no, it wasn't Dion.
Joke.
It wasn't Dion. Oh, man. It seems like Washington was his last name. Gosh. Now it's killing me. I'm gonna figure it out.
Colorado says Sanders will hold his first camp press conference on Monday, and the event will include his medical team. So we'll see. I mean, he's had some issues. He had shared previously on a video that his son had shared that he hasn't fully recovered from whatever the medical condition issue that he had been dealing with. I mean, he's had problems with circulation with his feet and has had some toes amputated. He said, I'm still going through something. I ain't all the way recovered. There's also some talk that he may be in a situation where he's coaching from the press box, which, remember Hugh Mullen did that for a game or two when he was coming back from an illness. So, nothing says that you can't do that. I mean, he's the head coach, doesn't necessarily have to be, I guess, down on the field. You certainly want your head coach down on the field. You want him rallying the troops or talking to the officials or making decisions or things along those lines. But I mean, first of all, everybody's going to have to put their name on a helmet so that he knows who he is. Hi, I'm Coach Sanders. It's nice to meet you. What's your position here?
That's crazy. Mario Edwards, by the way, was the Cowboys defensive back from FSU.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so at any rate, that's a crazier thing that's going to take place, and I don't know that we expect anything crazy like that from Texas Tech tomorrow when all those guys will be meeting. I mean, you'll hear from Coach McGuire and the two coordinators and Kenny Perry and a bunch of players and all that kind of stuff. We'll have big coverage for you tomorrow from 9 to 3 on 100.7 The Score. So I'll be looking for that tomorrow. But man, it's wild when you think about that your coach has to have his medical team there to say, hey, everything's okay, everything's okie dokie, he's ready to go.
Mm-hmm. Not normal, not ideal either.
And you're also thinking, what's his shelf life too, because he doesn't have his sons playing for him right now, and that'll be a first for him as well. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with Colorado and what the shelf life is for Dion Sanders. So that's coming up a little bit later today. Coming up next, this day in sports history this morning on Lubbock Sports Station, Double T 97.3 and Double T 97.3.com. Good morning.
This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Here on the Morning Drive. Today is Monday, the 28th day of July, 2025. Here's Jeff McGuire with this day in sports history.
Going to start us off in 1929. Chicago Cardinals become the first NFL team to train out of state.
Oh.
They trained in Michigan.
Michigan, okay.
1979, Dave Kingman becomes the sixth player to have a second 3-homer game.
He was massive. King Kong.
No, Dave Kingman. It says it right here.
I know, but they called him King Kong.
Get it. 1989, Braves' Dale Murphy hits 2 3-run home runs in an inning, becoming the 14th man to hit 2 home runs in an inning and ties the record of 6 RBI in an inning. 1991, Dennis Martinez pitches the 13th perfect game in baseball history.
Was he pitching for the Expos? Was that an Expos?
Yes.
Okay.
El Presidente.
Yeah.
And in 2023, former Red Raider Josh Young goes 3 for 4 with a double and a run scored in a 7-1 Rangers loss to the Padres. Guys, happy National Hamburger Day.
Okay. I feel like there's like 7 of those a year, but
There needs to be more.
There's Hamburger Day. There's Cheeseburger Day.
Right.
There's Bacon Cheeseburger Day.
okay, gotcha.
I mean, so yes, those are all different, and they will all be celebrated.
I brought a burger for lunch today. I'm going to tell you that I'm going to put cheese on it.
Okay.
So if that makes it the wrong burger,
So
I'm
be
all right
it.
with it. Yeah.
Big time happy birthday going out Kevin Curtis turns 45.
Wow.
It's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Aunt Becky turning 61.
She's out of jail now?
She is.
Okay, good.
Jamie's not joking there. She was really behind.
I know.
She was in the pokey.
I know.
That was like a crazy scandal.
It was a crazy scandal to get her kids into college and, jeez.
Craziness.
If she'd just waited a little bit, she could have gotten some NIL money.
I know, really.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Peter Cullen, voice of Optimus Prime, is 84. Ryan Tannehill, 37. And Manu Ginobili is 48. And on this day in 1979, that guy right there watched a great movie.
No, I did
and
not.
And memorized every single word of said movie.
I know which movie it is because it's the one that he can quote word for word the whole thing through. So,
which one is it?
Animal House.
Oh, it is Animal House.
Yeah,
This day.
That's the one movie.
I thought
that
you were going to
know every word.
I thought you were going to say Star Wars. I thought you were.
No, I
joking
know
me.
you haven't seen Star Wars, and it also came out in 77.
Okay, 77. All right. 79. Wow.
And that is
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
How many times do you think you've seen Animal House?
Oh man, I don't know.
I mean, I
saw it in the theater when it came out.
I feel like I've watched it 20 times.
Yeah.
So I feel like you must have.
It's one of those.
You got to be triple digits, man.
It's one of those. It's one of those movies when it comes on, you can just pick it up wherever it left off, right?
Yeah, it's a fun movie, no doubt.
Daniel Simpson Day has no grade point average. 6:49 this morning here on the morning drive. Thoughts, comments, Yates Flooring Center chat line. Well, one correction for myself. It was Hugh Freeze that coached from the press box, not Hugh Mullen. There is no Hugh Mullen. There's a Dan Mullen. There's a Hugh Freeze. There is no Hugh Mullen. So,
is there a Dan Freeze though?
I don't know. There's a Mr. Freeze from Batman. Okay, and there's a Mr. Freeze that is a ride over at Six Flags. At least there was last time I was there, which has been quite some time.
Yeah, I don't know if they pulled it or not.
Yeah, that was.
They've done a bunch of renovations.
That was
the last few years.
Boy, that was a ride. You went from 0 to 60 in and maybe even more than that. But it was boom, boom. It was really fast. That was a really fast ride when you went from nothing to a whole lot in a really quick amount of time. 6:50 this morning here on the morning drive. I know you guys probably talked about it, but the game was not played until 1 o'clock Central Time on Friday. They didn't win the gold medal game, but the Lady Raiders got the silver medal at the FISU World University Games.
Lady Raiders and friends.
Lady Raiders and friends, yeah, a couple of friends. They lost 81-69 to China to get the silver medal. Deonna Gaston had 21 points. 9 for 12, 8 rebounds. Sydney Love was in double figures. She had 15 points, shot 50% from the field, 5 for 10. Jalen Bristow had a really good tournament. She had a double-double with she almost had a double-double, another double-double.
7 and 10.
7 and 10, yeah. And had a couple of blocks, a couple of assists. Danae Fritz had 10 points. So those are names that'll be prevalent. Sydney Love, Danae Fritz, Jalen Bristow, all for this upcoming year.
I thought Bristow, of the real Tech players, by far had the best tournament. Obviously, Bailey Maupin wasn't playing, but I thought Jalen played really, really well. I thought Danae Fritz played really well too. Like Sydney Love's game, I think she's going to be really important. She's just because of her ability to handle the ball and keep Bailey Maupin from having to be the primary ball handler. So she's got to give some offense too.
Yeah.
No question. I still worry a little bit about the post play. Gaston's a terrific player, and you're a different team with her on the court.
No doubt.
Is there? I also thought that Clarissa Martin did a good job as a backup point guard. I think she showed that she could handle that. So that wasn't something that I expected out of her last year. It kind of felt like when she did play, it was just as a spot up shooter, but she showed that she could handle,
bring the ball up,
and get an offense going, all that. So I thought she showed a little bit something. Was there any recruits? I mean, because there was nobody that wasn't a recruits as far as high school recruits on this year's team.
I don't think so.
They're all just transfer portal or junior college transfer?
I believe so. I believe you're right on that.
Okay.
I believe you're right on that.
Okay. I was just thinking about that this morning. I was like, I don't remember any new girls that weren't portal girls.
Yeah. No.
And I know there were a couple important portal girls or JUCO girls that couldn't play because they're not American.
That's correct.
Yeah. So you didn't really get to see the full roster.
Somebody asked, is Gaston a Lady Raider? No, she's not, unfortunately. Well, you really see the value of somebody of her size and her ability when you have somebody like that, regardless of the competition.
Gaston kind of reminds me of back in the, we would always, over the last however many years for Tech football, we'd see somebody with a good defensive tackle. And you'd be like, oh, man, we need one of those. But there are not many of them, good defensive tackles that can really move. And, they're getting scooped up by all the SEC teams. Yeah. And, in women's basketball, when you get a big that's athletic and can move and step out on the floor and hit shots and put it on the floor and go to the rim and all those kind of things, you're like, man, those are nice to have. Why don't we get more of those? Well, because there's not as many, and
they're hard to get.
Schools, scoop them up. But she's a difference maker. There's no question. There's a reason she was playing at Texas and Auburn or whatever. She's a really good player, no doubt.
Yeah.
And by the way, now we can get all the defensive tackles we want. All of them. We get them all. We get them all. So everybody's looking at us and going, I want some of those. Yeah, but we get them all.
Yeah.
They're all ours.
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
7:15 this morning here on the Morning Drive. Good morning to Jamie Lent, Jeff McGuire. I'm Chuck Heinz. We'll have Ranger Baseball on the air for you tonight as they take on the Angels from the Big A in Anaheim. We'll have it at 8. Balls and strikes to follow, 8:35 or so. Also tonight, Astros and the Nationals from Houston. 6:40 the broadcast time on 100.7 The Score. And then first pitch about 7:10. This from the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Chuck, have you ever irritated a head coach with your questions? I can think of two specifically that I irritated enough that they walked away from me. Okay. One was Gene Mauch in 1986 in the dugout of then the California Angels. He got mad at me because I asked a question about the age of his team, which was a legitimate question because that team was relatively old, and but they were doing well. I was just trying to ask a question. He got irritated at me, and then Jack Hartman, the head coach at K-State, got mad at me once at a Cat Backers briefing that they had. I was in the parking lot. I can still remember it's parking lot of summer, and Coach Hartman was in for some kind of recruiting.
Why were you allowed at that thing?
Well, I didn't go in. I think I was talking, just was going to interview him, and I asked him a question, and I forget. I don't even know what the question was, but he got mad at me.
I'm
walked
shocked.
away and walked away.
Biggest Kansas State hater in the world.
He got mad at me. I don't know why. I can't even remember what I asked him, but he got mad at me.
The question wasn't loaded at all.
No, I don't think it was.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Kim Mulkey
got irritated at me. Yeah. Well, because she asked me if I was a lip reader, and because I asked her why were you so mad at Coach Curry, and I wasn't mad. I'm like, well, I saw you. Are you a lip reader? I go, yeah. Coach Kim Mulkey got really mad. She got really irritated at me.
Not to the same level, mind you. I imagine Cliff Kingsbury was a little irritated on is there a process for the kicking? Yes.
Strategy.
Strategy. Yes.
I was trying to ask a different question. Okay.
Now, again, completely different level because there's no doubt that Kingsbury loved Chuck. So that when
I wouldn't guess he was irritated with Chuck.
I think he was annoyed at the whole idea of the question, but yeah.
Somebody brings up Kim Mulkey. Wasn't she upset by? Yeah, she was. Yeah.
But when we have the Monday press conference on Labor Day, when it was everybody relaxed and Chuck walks in his slides, shorts, and T-shirt and visor, and Kingsbury walks in, takes one look at him, and says, "Thanks for dressing up, Chuck." There's love there. There was love there.
Yeah, well, I mean, I certainly had my moments. So I'm really not trying to irritate people. But sometimes I have that, ability to irritate, get under their skin a little bit, but without even trying to get under their skin. Now, if I'm trying to get under your skin, then you should know that. You should recognize that. But there's many times when I'm accused of getting under somebody's skin, and I'm really not trying to get under somebody's skin. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
I'll put that down in my notes.
7:19 this morning here on the Morning Drive. Take your thoughts, comments, and your reactions. Yates Flooring Center chat line. If you had something that occurred over the weekend that you want to share with us, positive or negative, you can. Just go to doubleTSportsNetwork.com or the Double T 97.3 mobile app presented by Happy State Bank. There's lots of predictions coming out about the Big 12 this year. Do you think it's fair to say that there's maybe not a clear-cut just, hey, this is the dominant team for this year, where you go, yeah, without a question, this is a team that's going to win?
I don't think there's a no-brainer. There's no way this team doesn't win the conference championship. But I mean, I do feel like there's a pretty good group of 4 or 5 teams that you feel like have a shot at it. Mm-hmm.
But there's just nobody that's just like, oh man, just shaking in your boots about, right?
No, if there's anybody, it's Texas Tech.
Yeah.
With the roster that they have on paper.
Another prediction. This is from Buffalo's Wire. Okay, so this is a Colorado Buffalo kind of deal. They have Texas Tech at 5th, and it says this about the Red Raiders: every team, with regard to 5 through 1, every team from here on out can easily win the Big 12 title. So just because the Red Raiders are number 5, it doesn't mean they are less likely to be in Dallas competing for the conference title. Joey McGuire went all in with the transfer portal, showing the Red Raiders aren't messing around. Right. Above Tech, he has Arizona State, has Kansas State, has Utah, and Baylor. Has Baylor to win the conference. Maybe I'm too high on Baylor, but what is a prediction without bold takes? This may be my boldest. Winning their last 6 regular season games told me the Bears were no joke. Now they bring back quarterback Sawyer Robertson and running back Bryson Washington to lead the offense. That is another for me to believe. I mean, that's pretty crazy when you think about Baylor, where you felt like they were on the brink of firing their coach last year. Then they reel off the last 6, and now they're in position maybe to win the Big 12.
And what stinks is you were the spark plug for it.
Yeah.
You kind of kick-started it, got it going.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, no doubt.
Unfortunately. This from the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Chuck has the unique ability to irritate people without trying. Okay. Glad to know that I have a unique ability.
I feel like a lot of people have that ability.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think most times people, when they annoy people, they're not trying to annoy them. They're just annoying people. So I don't really think.
And some people are just easily annoyed.
That is also fair, and I would fall into that category. Yeah, I don't
promise I wasn't taking a shot.
I don't think that's very unique. The annoying people without trying.
Without trying. I don't think that's unique.
I don't think that's unique. I think a lot of people are just kind of in their own world and they don't really care.
This from the Yates Flooring Center chat line. I'd much rather be predicted to be 3-5 versus 1 or 2. I sure hope that's bulletin board material for this team and takes it personal. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to take on that. The fact that I think I would be surprised if Baylor won the conference, Jamie.
I would say that. I mean, I'm not saying that I would predict them to win it, but I think they're definitely in the conversation. So, it would definitely not be a shock. I mean, that's a good team you got coming back, and they played really well at the end of last year. It looked like they kind of found it. Just does the momentum carry over into this season? Who knows? I don't know. It feels like at times Baylor's been that team when you thought they were going to be good, they weren't good, and when you thought they were going to be bad or mediocre, they play like they did at the end of last season.
Yeah.
So they're kind of a hard team to peg, but they're one of the teams that I definitely feel like if they won it, it wouldn't shock me.
Okay. Would it shock you if Utah won it?
I just think it's crazy. They're going from 2-7. They're adding what does not appear to be a superstar quarterback to the mix, and now everybody's like they're right back in it. That would surprise me a little bit too.
Okay.
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Jamie's question of the day on Double T 97.3 is brought to you by Connecticut of West Texas.
All right, gentlemen, a very easy question for you today. 5 road games for the Red Raiders in 2025. I want you to rank them from easiest to hardest, 5 to 1.
Okay.
1 being the hardest.
1 being the hardest. All right. The easiest is going to be at Houston. That's number 5. And then, boy, There's some difficulty. I'll say 4 is West Virginia. I'll say 3 is Arizona State, 2 is Utah, and 1 is Kansas State.
Okay.
Did I steal your thunder there, Jeff?
I mean, yeah. I guess you can make an argument for flipping Arizona State
and Utah.
But yeah.
Okay, I'll take Houston 5, West Virginia 4. I go Utah at 3, Arizona State at 2, and Kansas State at 1. That's as of right now. Obviously, once we get into the season, see how these teams are playing, we'll be able to judge a little bit more. But yeah, I'm not as certain that Utah is just going to be a dominant football team. We'll have to wait and see with their new quarterback.
I'm not saying that they have like the best home court or the best home field advantage. They've got a good one in Utah. If this was a neutral site game or played here, I would be favoring the Red Raiders in it. I'm a little worried about elevation. I'm a little worried about the travel to Utah. Like, not a lot worried, but enough that it puts it just over the edge of Arizona State.
You're worried about the travel to Utah.
Mm-hmm. We didn't travel very well to BYU last year.
Can I ask a stupid question? It's is Utah in Salt Lake proper, or is it outside?
I think it's in Salt Lake.
Okay. So the Salt Lake's elevation is 4,226 feet. And our elevation here is higher than people think.
It's about 3,000 feet.
Let me just say, you didn't travel. You played BYU 2 years ago.
Oh, 2 years ago.
Yeah. Lubbock's elevation is 3,202 feet. So you're telling me 1,000 feet in elevation has you worried?
More than the Arizona game. Yes.
Yeah.
We also didn't play well at Wyoming.
Yeah, and Wyoming's elevation is much higher.
When you played at BYU, you were starting a true freshman
I understand all of these
at
things.
quarterback.
I'm just explaining why I've got Utah over Arizona State. In this case.
Laramie's elevation is 7,165 feet. So there's more cause for concern in Laramie than there is in Salt Lake or even in Lubbock, because it's double the size in terms of elevation.
No, you weren't very good in Laramie.
You weren't?
You weren't very good at Washington State.
Yeah.
I think it's more about playing on the road, or it was more about playing on the road than it was about elevation.
Yeah. This
You kind of got that turned around, though, playing on the road thing.
I'd have to. I'm just going to take this person's word for it. Jake Strong threw 5 picks, and we were down a touchdown. Then he threw his 6th pick and put it out of reach for us. We traveled fine. Unfortunately, Morton and Shuck didn't travel.
Yeah, that was the biggest problem.
Yeah.
I didn't remember him throwing 6 picks, but I knew that he wasn't.
Yeah.
He just wasn't ready for it. I mean, unfortunately for the kid.
Yeah, BYU is in Provo. That's correct. I believe Utah is in Salt Lake. It's city of.
It doesn't have to make sense. You just asked me where they are.
Yeah. No, I got you. I was at the BYU game. It felt like 100 picks. Okay. We've got more and better depth this year. That will help mitigate the altitude issue. Yeah, I think there's some truth to that. They've talked quite a bit about, having more depth at offensive line and defensive line. Clearly, I mean, versus a year ago. So, hopefully, your 1s and 2s and even beyond that can, get some reps and, you can keep your guys a little bit more rested and have a little bit more penetration.
I do feel like you have a roster with more talent than you've ever had before. But after last year, at this time of the year, I'm going to refrain from using the word depth.
Okay.
I'm just going to jump around it and say your roster is loaded.
Okay.
Because we heard about the depth a lot last year, and you were missing one guy.
One defensive back in the first game of the season.
Yeah.
And we're talking about how you're not the same team without that guy.
Yeah.
And we're going to allow Abilene Christian to put up a 50 burger on you.
Yeah.
I'm not saying depth is a 4-letter word, because it's 5. That's the only reason I'm not.
Depth is a 4-letter word. D-E-P-O-T-H. You're right. 5.
Wait, hang on.
I was thinking of a new contest, a new sponsored contest that might be good for us. How long does it take Jamie to laugh each day? Today it took us till 7:38.
That's not true. You left at Animal House earlier.
But that was a true. I mean,
the question is with or at.
Yeah.
There's 2 different things.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, but when
we laugh together, that's one thing. We do that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes we laugh at each other too. Mm-hmm. And we do that sometimes too.
This person says that light bulb turned on real slow on the letter count. Yeah, it did. It wasn't. It was one of those fluorescent lights that when you turned it on, it kind of blinked for a second.
No, I think that was on the dimmer switch.
Did you just think there was no age?
No, I was.
Depth?
Yeah. I was going through it. I was going through it. I was just going through it. Oh, man. 7:39 this morning here on the Morning Drive. Thank you for being with us today here this morning on the Morning Drive. Somebody says this. They also said the O-line was way better last year, and it wasn't, so I'm excited about the D-line, but I'll wait and see for the O-line. That from Kobe. Yeah, that's fair, Kobe.
This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Hey, good morning and welcome to the Monday edition of the Morning Drive, hour 3 of 3 this morning on the Morning Drive. Thank you for being with us with Jamie Lent and Jeff McGuire. I'm Chuck Heinz. We come to you from the First United Bank studio and look forward to hearing from you today on the Yates Flooring Center chat line and the Visual Edge IT hotline. That number is 806-771-0973. Astros will try to break out of their slump. They take on the Washington Nationals. Not that that should be easy for them, because it wasn't easy for them against the swinging A's over the weekend. They swung the ball swung the bat really well, did the A's, as they won 4 games from the Astros. That's the number they played, and that's the number they won. We'll have the Astros and the Nationals tonight from Houston, 6:40 and then 7:10 first pitch. The Red Hot Rangers taking on the Los Angeles Angels tonight at the Big A. 8 o'clock broadcast time and 8:35-ish or so for first pitch tonight from California A. Okay? So that gives you the lineup for today. As Jeff said, we'll have big-time coverage for you tomorrow from Texas Tech Media Day on 100.7 The Score. It's all brought to you by Accurate Air. That'll be from 9 until 3 tomorrow, as players and coaches will have conversation with the fellas and the Fourth Estate itself about the upcoming Texas Tech football season, which now will be here in about 32 days. Okay.
And we'll be here soon.
Yeah, so August.
And I do think that we should change the names on the jersey to Red Hot Rangers.
Red Hot Rangers.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
Okay.
It'd be better than their City Connect look.
Yeah, right. I hate those uniforms. Just doesn't. I don't care for them at all. The Rangers will take on the Angels tonight, as I said. The Red Raiders meet Arkansas Pine Bluff on Saturday, August the 30th. So be looking for that. Cowboys are in training camp, and they did make a move yesterday. They signed Jake Ferguson to a 4-year, $52 million extension. So I mean, they did spend the money.
The signing that the Cowboys fans were all looking for.
Right. The deal for Ferguson makes him the highest paid tight end in Cowboys history, and the 7th highest paid tight end in the NFL, according to the Cowboys. He signed the extension with 1 year remaining on his 4-year rookie contract that's scheduled to pay him $3.4 million in 2025. He was a 4th-round pick in 2022, and has been the Cowboys' #1 tight end in the last couple seasons. And he's, quote, emerged as one of quarterback Dak Prescott's favorite targets. He had 71 catches in 2023 with him. And last year his production dropped, 59 catches for 494 yards, yet they still found a way to pay him. Meanwhile, Micah Parsons continues to be without a contract. He is in camp. He declined to put on shoulder pads yesterday and says he is not a, quote, hold-in, okay? But he's in camp. So he's dealing with a bit of a back strain, apparently. And one of the others...
Yeah, that strand on his back is his lower back and right around his wallet area. No, he's holding in so that he can't be fined.
Yeah.
Because part of the agreements in all these contracts when there's been a holdout has been that the fines get waived. Mm-hmm. Well, if he's there, those fines don't get waived because they aren't there, and he's got a back injury so that he is unable to participate in practices, but he's there, and he's doing all the things that he can do, so they can't fine him while he's trying to get paid.
Back tightness is what he says. He declined to call himself a hold-in.
Well, yeah. He did, because then they can turn around and fine him for...
Yeah. Now, one of the others, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree when it comes to the Joneses, because...
Gee, you think?
Stephen Jones, after his dad talked about, how the fans calling for pay Micah wasn't as loud as the fans that said pay Lamb last year. Stephen Jones responded to the crowd's calls for Micah's to get paid. He says, "We want to pay Micah too. He has to want to be paid." Just because we sign him doesn't mean we're going to have him, Jones said of Parsons. He was hurt 6 games last year. Seriously.
It was 4.
But this is the quote from Jerry. I remember signing a player for the highest paid position in the league, and he got knocked out 2/3 of the year, Dak Prescott. So there's a lot of things you can think about, just as the player does when you're thinking about committing and guaranteeing money. He missed 4 of 17 games with the injury. In previous seasons, Parsons played in 50 of 51 games. He's also a 3-time All-Pro. I mean, now the Cowboys have a problem because, with regard to this contract, Jamie, because you have Myles Garrett and T.J. Watt who have just signed contracts that pay them $40+ million per year.
Just up the ante a little bit.
Yeah.
Over under $42 million a year for Micah Parsons' new contract that he will end up signing.
You know, Watt's deal is 3 years, $123 million. I think it's probably going to be over that.
Over under $38 million had he signed this a year ago.
Yeah, probably under that.
Thanks, Jerry.
Same thing. I mean, it's Dak Prescott all over again, just the other side of the ball, right?
A day late and $1 more.
My head hurts.
Try being a Cowboy fan.
You have just a very interesting demeanor about this whole Cowboys thing.
Who, me or Jeff?
You.
Oh, me?
Yeah, we know Jeff's demeanor. Jeff hates everything that his team does.
Okay.
What
do you think my demeanor is?
You're just like it's a funny little drama to you. And I gotta believe Cowboy fans are just banging their heads against the wall against it. I mean, if this was the Chiefs, would you be giggling over there? Over
probably
this?
Not. But I mean, it's just.
I'm tired of Jerry Jones and drama. I can't with the Cowboys anymore. It's all they're about. It's all Jerry wants, and I just can't. I know I have to because it's our job.
Yeah.
I can't.
Are the Joneses stupid or just dumb?
Both.
I think they're both. It just blows me away how you can say Micah has to want to be paid. Okay. Right. Yeah, who doesn't want to be paid, Stephen?
This has been the Morning Drive Podcast, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Check out our library of Double T 97.3 podcasts at doublet973.com.